What a Way to Go immediately caught my attention thanks to its all-star cast: Shirley MacLaine, Paul Newman, Robert Mitchum, Dean Martin, Gene Kelly, and Dick Van Dyke. Sometimes you see a still or a clip online, maybe floating around Instagram or Reddit, and it just sort of hooks you. That was the case here. The film has charm and style to spare, but it's also surprisingly bland in stretches. A lot of the humor doesn't really translate to modern audiences, and the ending is pretty underwhelming. Like many studio comedies of that era, the female lead is a little underwritten. Shirley MacLaine is mostly there to react to each husband's success and subsequent death, falling in love and crying in increasingly glamorous outfits, while the male characters get to be eccentric, funny, and fully realized. That being said, the rotating cast of husbands are the highlight of this film. Dick Van Dyke leans into his bumbling persona. Paul Newman plays a manic artist in Paris, which is a fun surprise if you're used to seeing him in serious roles. Robert Mitchum plays it surprisingly gentle, and Gene Kelly brings his signature charm in a sequence that leans into musical parody. Their segments feel like the real creative engine of the film. The strongest element by far is the film's structure. Every time MacLaine's character tells the story of a new marriage, she frames it as a different type of movie: a silent film, a French art film, a Hollywood musical, and the film actually shifts into that mode. The Dick Van Dyke section becomes a full silent film homage with Chaplin-style gags and title cards. The Gene Kelly vignette is a Technicolor musical number, and the Robert Mitchum chapter is drenched in lush costuming and design. And these sequences are where the movie really feels most alive. And that's what keeps the film engaging, even when the plot sort of thins out: the sheer craftsmanship. Old Hollywood films like this can feel flimsy in narrative, but luxurious in presentation, and this one delivers on costumes, makeup, sets, and color in a big way. The central theme is simple. MacLaine's character claims she doesn't want wealth, only love, but every time she marries for love, her husband becomes wildly successful and dies, leaving her even richer. She insists she would rather live in poverty with love than luxury without it. Watching this in 2025, it's interesting to compare that idea to current discourse around love versus financial comfort, like the conversations that happened earlier this year around Celine Song's The Materialists. In 1964, that conflict was treated as whimsical tragedy. Today, it kind of scans very differently. So even if I didn't fully buy into the film's emotional core, I still found it charming. Seeing Paul Newman in a comedic role or Robert Mitchum in something light after knowing him from the Freds of Eddie Coyle is fascinating. And Gene Kelly, as always, is magnetic. In the end, this is not a masterpiece, but it's a stylish curiosity. Part parody, part spectacle, and fun artifact of its era if you're exploring mid-century Hollywood.